heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. Now, in the last part, quite a number of things have happened. Now, Deku in the last part, he met his mother and John, his grandfather. Katsuki, Laura, and Shuri, they were kind of going back and forth with it. Deku, he's going through a lot at the moment. And, well, he's been on the fence and even thought about before bringing his mother back from the dead. So the three, they spoke with the others, and right now Deku being as mentally sensitive as he is, especially dealing with guilt from his father, they thought that maybe somebody needed to be here. Somebody who could help not only take that emotional baggage off of Deku, but also help him heal. He still seems to be traumatized by that event. While he has gotten over it, the wound occasionally will get slashed and attacked. And that scar, even though it has healed, it will get cut open again. Now, Deku, he was surprised. He tried to give his mother a rundown on everything. The Hulk, his life, all of it. And Deku, he found a small ounce of peace. Now, there actually is currently the Avengers and the Illuminati, who, in this time, they have been planning. The Illuminati, they're trying to go through the routine and try and set up Hulk to be taken away. Right now, Deku is down the path to attack humanity. I mean, in less than a day, he managed to dismantle 3 secret organizations: SHIELD, Hydra, and AIM. And while SHIELD, they aren't fully taken down, they're damn near there. I mean, even before that, Deku pulled a helicarrier out of the sky like it was nothing. And what he's done to Hawkeye and thousands of people in less than a day? I mean, it's not right. Deku's been flying off the handle for years. And now, somebody needs to be there to correct him. If not the Sentry, the Earth's heroes. Because even the Earth's mightiest, they cannot escape judgment. Now, that would take about 2 months. And in this amount of time, Deku, he talks to telepaths, he talks to Doctor Strange, and he even talks to the Scarlet Witch. Right now, he's trying to find a way to seal off this fucking monster inside him. He doesn't like it. And he knows it's there. He can feel its eyes on him. His eyes. And he doesn't want it there. Now, Deku, he does go to Doctor Strange. And Strange, yeah. He does try to talk to Deku and convince him more. Try and persuade him to lock away these other personalities. But Doctor Strange, he's told very simply no. And Deku does try to walk him through everything as to why. Claw, he's murderous intent. He's the worst parts of Deku. While Deku, he is able to manage Claw most of the time can be agreeable. And fact is, with what he's done, the way he has somewhat changed, Claw is a bit more on his side. Deku not mentioning that part. Now, Doctor Strange is very clear about this. And he does go through the process of locking away the Guilt Hulk, along with the help of Scarlet Witch and even Professor Xavier. Now, Doctor Strange just finds it to be odd going through Deku's mind, especially because, as many people might have put it before, getting through Deku's mental barriers, they're actually rather hard to do. I mean, he might be using magic, but still, this is very impressive. He's just supposed to be a normal mutant, but mental barriers, that's not something that he's supposed to have. Now, strangers obviously think that this might be because of Deku's telekinesis, not because of his rage. And Deku, after that is said and done, he does try to somewhat return to normal life. And he does live it out for 2 months. Up until there actually is whenever Deku, he does get a call. And we do actually have in the morning, where Deku, he does go to somewhat wake up, and right now go to somewhat stretch. Him going to Ducky turn and pick up his phone. Hello? We need your help. Shit. What is it, Strange? Listen, right now there's a massive threat bearing down on Earth. We need your help to save it and solve it. What is it? I'll be right there. Now, Deku, he does go to turn the phone on a speaker. And right now, he does actually somewhat go to stand up and go to get dressed. As there actually is Shuri, who she was laying there with Laura, as Deku is going to climb over her. Now, Deku does start to get dressed. And right now, he actually does hear what Steven does say. Him going on to explain everything. Now, Deku, after throwing on some pants, he does go grab the phone. As their actions were Shuri, she does hear Deku saying something, and Laura, she does lay there somewhat still awake. Her with her hand up to her head as Deku does walk out the door. Now, the two, they do look over towards each other. And Laura should ask him what was that about. Apparently they need the Hulk's help with something. Oh. Surprised Charles hasn't contacted us if it's that big. That is concerning. But why are they calling him in? What do you mean? If this is a threat big enough to call in the Hulk, would they not want to call in someone more suited? I mean, I believe his name was the Sentry? Oh, I've heard of him. No. The two would chat a bit before one of them does go to fall back asleep, while the other, they do actually start to watch TV. Now, we do actually have Deku. Deku, he does arrive at the location Strange provided. And after Deku, he does go directly look around, he is concerned about quite a bit. He heard that they were trying to threaten a warhead in this area. And right now, he actually is going to start walking around an area to look. And Deku, he does see a large building. Him going to directly leap over to it, as right now the Hulk just going to directly land. And Deku, he actually is going to directly go to walk inside. As there actually is where a man, he does stand there with the Earth's mightiest heroes, all trapped. And the Hulk is going to directly look around. Some are in anti-gravity bubbles. Some are, well, simply just caged. And right now it doesn't make sense. Some of these people are knocked out. I mean, hell, there's a guy in a red suit over there who's decapitated? And, that doesn't look right. Now, Deku, he actually is going to start walking forwards. As the man does go to look up and inform the Hulk. He is sorry for this. As he actually does get in case of the yellow flash before Doki flying towards the Hulk. And the Sentry does Doki to grab onto the Hulk and smash him across both sides of his head with his hands. And Hulk is caught off guard. As right now there actually is whenever Hulk just gets in flying backwards, nauseated, before the Sentry does Doki to smack him across the face. And right now the Hulk, he's sent blasting backwards and onto the ground. As right now he's been knocked out cold with a single punch. Now, there actually is the Earth's heroes. The illusions of them do go to vanish. And right now, the Hulk, he is loaded up onto a ship. As right now, a course is being made, and Tony Stark, he does press enter. Now, the ship goes blasting off into the air. And right now, Robert, he does stand there watching. Hulk became a very large threat. And what they just did right now, there is no way to reverse it. The ship has an autopilot system, but Tony Stark, he was headstrong. Even if he wanted to recall the ship, he specifically made it so he couldn't get back into it. And that, it does somewhat make him think about it more. Him and Cap talked about it. Cap wants to try and give Deku another chance, persuade him that what he's doing is wrong. However, there actually is Tony. Tony, he's seen men like Deku, who are strong in their ideals. He's seen these men crumble to ash, however. He's seen these people lose it. And with what happened with Maestro, it's much the same. I mean, he doesn't want Deku to be put down because of all the good he has done in the past. But right now, he's not going to do any more good. And Captain America, yeah. When he hears what happened, he loses trust in Tony Stark. And the Earth's heroes, they become split on what to do. Because of exactly the situation. If the Earth's heroes are not immune to justice, and they are not immune to capital punishment like this, what does it mean? There are some people who they are either possessed, fly off the hinges, or they lose control of themselves. Or, much like the Hulk, they're dealing with things out of their own control. So exactly what does that mean? It's much like in the House of M, where it was debated as to whether or not if you lose control of reality-bending powers, if you should be killed because you're not in your right mind. Now, a lot of people do think about it similarly to that. However, that situation has not occurred here before. So this is that situation. Now, throat's getting sore. Anyways, now, Deku, him and Hulk, they're very confused. As right now a few days would pass, and Deku, he does eventually wake up. The ship is flying, and right now the Hulk, he actually does open Deku's eyes. It takes Deku a minute to become conscious. However, Deku, he actually is awakened by the Hulk, who does ask if he can wake up. Now, Deku does do so, and right now he actually is looking around. Where are they? Now, Deku, he actually does look around, and right now after he does go on to push onto the lid, it doesn't open up. And Deku, he gets annoyed. They're trapped. But the last memory they have, the attack, the heroes, a man threatened to blow up a warhead. No, wait. Something's wrong here. Deku looking around. And right now, he does figure out what's going on. As Deku, he does break the glass with telekinesis, and then Godoki bring up his hands to his mouth. Him pulling this thing out, as Deku, he pulls a large tube directly out from his stomach. And Deku, he actually goes on kill over and start emptying the contents of his stomach, trying to gasp for air and understand what the hell is going on. As Deku is going to pull the wires off of his chest and look around. It doesn't make sense. Deku, it takes him a second to realize something. This room, he has to get out of it. Now, Deku, he actually hears a voice. We're so sorry. Him turning. And right now, he actually has to face the screen to see the Marvel's Illuminati. And Deku, the moment he does see them, he gets a bit angry. He understands what's going on now. If they made a call like this, they discussed it. They're trying to kill him. They're trying to find a way to stop him. They've been experimenting on him. Now, Deku, he actually does go to turn. And right now, he does stare out of a hole. And it's darkness. Him walking over. And right now, he does hear about it from the Avengers. Right now, Deku is on a ship in space. They are not too sure how long may have passed. The screen splitting into two, and telling Deku that it's been a few days since he has left Earth. And Deku does see that. And right now, Tony does continue to talk. Right now, the Hulk has become a very large threat. Right now, Deku has become too large of a threat. For years, he's been losing his mind. They've watched him slowly go into madness. And right now, he does want to apologize. He knows that Izuku, he's been unstable. But for the safety of him and even his family, possibly even a child, he doesn't think that it's healthy for Deku to be around them. He's had to face his own demons before. And Deku, whenever he actually is calm enough, they will come find him. They know where they're sending him. It's a planet uninhabited, where he will be left alone. He understands that solitude may be bad. However, there is a ship AI, the Hulk rushing forwards. And right now, the Hulk does go to smash onto the controls. Now, Deku, he actually just going to bring back his hands. And right now, he actually does get angry. He's been sent into fucking space? Now, the ship just started to blur out alarms. And right now, as all of us would know, that isn't good. Now, skipping forwards, wormhole, Sakaar. Since I'm not going to drag that out for you guys. Now, Deku does land on Sakaar. And right now, after the Hulk does get a dirty step out of the wreckage, a lot of things are happening. The Hulk looks around. This lush green planet, it looks like a barren, shitty wasteland. And right now, Hulk is angry, as many people are going to rush towards him and attack him. And right now, the Hulk is going to rush forwards and fight. And many people, they're alarmed by this creature. Hulk is attacking. He is attempting to kill. Hulk ripping apart troops, as right now their actions whenever Hulk is stabbed in his shoulder. Him surprised, as their actions were someone is going to stab him in the gut. And right now the person who stab him in the gut, they go to slams something down onto his chest. Hulk thinking it's an explosive, as right now after Hulk does get someone to bend down onto his knees, he is ordered to kneel. Now, Hulk does try to fight it, and the massive shock actually does numb him. I mean, hell. Now, after the weapons are pulled from Hulk, there actually is where people, they do start to talk in a language Deku can recognize. And right now Deku, he does hear them talk. Now, the Hulk is electrocuted, as right now they do try to tell him that he is now the property of the Red King, and that he will be taken in as a gladiator. Now, this is very surprising. And right now, Deku, or the Hulk, does stare up towards this. Him actually trying to stand back up as he's electrocuted again. And right now, after Hulk is incapacitated, they do take him in. And Hulk is surprised. I mean, he's been captured. And this thing on his chest, him grabbing at it, attempting to pull it off, however, it does shock him again. Him hearing the man in the front of the cart tell him, try to pull that thing off, it won't work. It's connected to his nervous system. And he means deeply so. Right now, what they're going to do, because he tore apart their men, is take him to the gladiatorial arena. He will fetch a pretty penny there. And more than likely, he will have a chance and opportunity to tear things apart. Now, Hulk just shout at him. He needs to get back to that damn ship. Oh, you do not understand, do you? This is a car. Your ship is the property of the Red King. If you want it back, you have to prove your worth. And more than likely, buy it back. Buy it? It is mine. You do not seem to know how things work. Clearly not. Hulk could just smash you. Creature, you are simple. Listen, that is not the rule of Sakaar. The rule of Sakaar is the Red King's. He makes the law. So I have to smash him to get my word around here? Hypothetically, you could. But I do not see that as viable. He has been in charge for a long time. Now, Hulk is basically taken to a market and sold as a gladiator. And there they actually boast about his achievements. Hulk covered in blood, as they do talk about how he tore apart this many guards, let's just say 20, before they were able to get a disc on him. And a lot of people, they do stir up the large, massive green monster. Now, Hulk he's taken in, and right now he does sit in a room. He's angry, and so is Deku. Deku is shouting and cursing out the Avengers in his mind. And right now, there actually is in his mind where Deku, he's angry. However, somebody does come walking up and grabbing onto Deku's shoulder. Deku turning and directly seeing, well, the devil. Sorry. I'm just... Why would they do this to me? From the get-go, that was what they had planned. They were all in on it. We do not know that for certain. What do you mean? Izuku. We know for certain the Illuminati was in on it. That is what we do know. They will face our judgment. And the other heroes, if they were in on this scheme, we shall see. But our main focus should be the Century and the others. That is what I'm concerned about. However, you need to keep things together. Why? Because Devil Hulk pointing out, as Deku does look over and see Claw. Claw he's staying there angrily. And right now he does shout at Hulk to let him free. Because he has the strength and power to survive this planet. Right now things, they hurt Hulk. He was incapacitated. So let him fight. Now, Hulk is telling Claw, very simply, he will be in the driver's seat. For right now, things will be up to him. Let him try to deal with this first. Now, Claw is angry. However, he does tell Hulk, he needs to make things brutal. He needs to make things bloody. If he is going to agree to these terms, then he will let him attempt. However, if he is overtaken, then let him out. Now, Hulk, he does somewhat agree. And right now, Deku, he is annoyed. Him going to start moving through his own mind. Now, Deku, he doesn't know what to do. And right now, Deku's mind is starting to manifest. The darkness turns into an area. And Deku, he is concerned. As right now, Deku, he actually has come to the edge of it, and going to bring his hand up. Him wrapping the chains off of his arm, as he does go to directly start walking through his mind. Now, Deku, as he does do that, there actually is the Hulk, in the real world, who right now, he slightly does increase in size, and he doesn't even realize it happened. As right now, a few people do come walking into the room, and they are told about what they're going to be doing soon. They will fight for the entertainment of the Red King. And right now, what they are going to do is quite simple. Now, Hulk, he does stare at the people in the room with him. As right now, he does realize something. He doesn't want to be involved, but he does want to be free. These people, they're going to die. Wherever they're fighting here, the beast on this planet, maybe they're good or simple. But he doesn't like that. He needs to be tactical about this. We do actually cut back to Earth with Jennifer Walters. Jen was kind of surprised. Yesterday she heard that her cousin, apparently he was called in for a mission. And they wanted to reach out to Deku to see whenever he might be coming home. But nothing happened. They couldn't reach out to Deku. Then they couldn't reach out to the X-Men. Then they couldn't reach out to the Avengers. And that's where things started to get a lot more worrisome. I mean, whenever they were trying to figure out who to reach out to next, they reached out to Jen. I mean, it was weird at first because, well, none of them have really properly talked to Jen about their relationship with Deku. But right now, there actually is where Shuri is on the phone. Hello? Um, hello, yes, is this Jennifer? Most people call me Jen. This is Shuri, right? I really hope I have that correct. Yes, this is. I was wondering when Zuko will be home. What are you talking about? Well, he was on a mission. I mean, Tony Stark or Doctor Strange? Somebody called him from the Avengers. Um, what do you mean? Why did they call him? You mean you don't know? I was under the assumption that it was an all hands on deck situation. All. Okay, hang on, start from the beginning. Now, sure she would go on to explain it. This is what happened that morning. This is what she picked up. And this is what she could tell was going on from the way Deku basically ran out of the house. And right now, it's surprising. And Jen? She's a bit more alarmed. Right now she has talked about how she'll look into things. She can get into contact with anybody. Since, if they couldn't get into contact with the Avengers, that's sort of a bad thing. Now, there actually is Shuri, who right now she has to go through the process of trying to do things a bit more. I mean, very soon, Rogue will have her child. I mean, that's like, what, 4, maybe 5 weeks away? And Deku, he was getting nervous. But so is she. Now, currently, there actually is where Jen, she has to stand up. Her walking out of her room in the base, as she actually does Kudodoki walk past another room. Her walking down the hallway, as she actually is calling somebody. Come on. Pick up, pick up. Hello? Fuck, finally. Is this Ben Grimm? Yeah, who's asking? It's Jen. She-Hulk? Right. What's up? Do you know where my cousin is? Izuku? Nah. What do you mean, nah? I'm saying I don't know where he is. Why? Where has he been? I was under the assumption he was running somewhere or hiding somewhere. I don't know. It's not my business. Listen, Ben, I'm just trying to figure this all out. I mean, he's missing. Hasn't he already been missing for a while? No, I mean he's missing. How do you get more lost? Ben, please just take me seriously for a minute. Fine. Whatever. What do you mean he's missing? The place he's hiding at, he's not there. And you don't think he just moved? Trust me, he wouldn't. Okay. Have you tried? You're the first person I called. Why? Well, Reed Richards would know what's going on if it's so important, so I want to know whatever this mission was. Mission? Now, Joey tried to explain. Her cousin left yesterday on a mission, and he hasn't gone home. Now, that does alarm Ben Grimm, since from what she's describing an all-hands-on-deck situation, everybody was there. That's sort of important. They would have been there, but they weren't. Now, Ben does try to ask around. He tries to ask Reed, and Reed, yeah, that's sorta hard to explain. Now, Jen tries to reach out to the Avengers, who, they ignore her call. And then she tries to reach out to other people, like the X-Men. And the X-Men, they ignore her call. However, the only people she can really get into contact with are people who she has the personal lines to. And that is a lot more complicated. As whenever she was going to reach back out to Laura, or even Shuri, she was going to get Logan's number. Her calling the mansion, as right now he is there, and he is going to pick up his phone. Hello? Hey, is this Logan? Listen, if you're talking about some scheme or some bullshit, I'm not. It's Jen. What? Where's Izuku? I don't know. Okay, so ask Charles then if you can locate him. Because he's missing. Fuck. Did he have another breakdown? No. He went on a mission. So why are you worried? Because I wasn't aware of it, and apparently it was very, very important. All hands on deck type stuff. There's been nothing like that. Yeah, that's what Ben Grimm was saying. You talked to the thing? Yeah. Fuck. That's not good. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm getting from this. Do you know where Izuku is? No. I'll ask Charles. Hang on, I'm gonna call you back. Now, Logan, he actually does go to end the call. Him going to look down to his glass and go to grab it. Him killing the rest of the whiskey before sitting it back down. And then looking at the ice. If he leaves the room right now, this ice is gonna melt. And there's no more in the fridge. Him looking at the whiskey bottle. And right now, Logan is going to do one thing very simple. He pours it in a glass and quickly is going to knock it back. Him setting down the empty bottle as he's going to start walking towards Cerebro. Now, Logan is trying to interrogate Charles, asking this question, but he is evasive. And he actually tried to ask Emma Frost to use Cerebro. Now, whenever Emma does go down there actually is Forge, who he was told by Charles to perform maintenance on it. However, Forge, yeah. He has performed maintenance on this thing multiple times. And every time he performs maintenance on it, a quick glance over and check to see if anything's wrong with it, it's fine. But Charles is saying that it's acting up. Something isn't right about it. And that is something that has not happened before. Now, Forge, obviously, he thinks that something is wrong. And right now, Logan, he is catching on to this. He smells bullshit. Now, Logan, I have always wanted to say that, actually. Just Logan smells bullshit. I just find that a little bit funny. Anyways, back to the story. Now, Logan, obviously something is very wrong to him. And right now, he actually has to confront Charles. And Emma, she actually is trying to search the entire world for Deku. However, nothing is found. Now, that it is a red flag. Deku, his signature of being a mutant, is not here. He isn't on Earth. And that is an issue. Because where else could he be? Now, obviously, Logan would reach back out towards Jen. And we do currently have about 2 hours later, where, in the Avengers Mansion, everybody they were sitting down and doing their own thing. Crime has been low recently. And right now, Thor, he does sit there, eating popcorn, and watching an Earth drama. As right now, he is commenting on something that is very stupid and inaccurate about the time. And right now, Tony, he does sit there, working on one of his gauntlets. As there actually is, let's say, Natasha Romanoff, who she actually is drinking on something from a cup with a straw. Telling them about how it doesn't always have to be accurate. I mean, it's a good show. Quite. I do like the setting, as you would call it. The clothing, if I remember correctly, was good. Apparently for also Midgard. Okay. So anything else you want to point out, or do you just want to watch it? Well, one thing I do have a problem with, this being where someone does get a smash down, landing outside the tower. And right now Jen is walking forwards, shouting out, "Tony!" Now, Tony Stark just goes on stand up. Ah, God. Okay, not Jarvis. Friday, yeah. Activate Hulkbuster protocol. Now, Jen does walk up. As her the tower door does lock down and get covered in metal, she actually does to cock back her fist. Her smashing into it, as she does is going to send a fury of blows in one spot. Her going to grab at the door and start pulling it open. As right now, after ripping off a large steel plate, she actually has to start forcing them way open. Now, Tony Stark to stand there. And right now, after his Iron Man suit does come around him, there actually is where the Hulkbuster is currently being transported to the higher floors. Now, Tony, he does stand there. As right now, Jen, while Iron Man is getting ready for the Hulkbuster, just walk into the room. You have a lot of fucking nerve. Hey, what are you doing? What's wrong? What's wrong? Her getting right up into Tony's face. Ricky grabbing him and pulling him up as he's in his armor. Where is Izuku? Hey, Jen, calm down. Listen, we can talk this out and he's not on Earth. What? Don't lie to me, Stark. I know you were involved with this. Strange was involved with this. Where is my cousin? Now, Tony, he does look around at the Avengers. And right now there actually is Cap, who does step forwards asking Tony if he really did it. Did what? Tony? Fine. Him opening his faceplate. Listen, Jen. God, plate isn't thick enough right here. Your cousin's a threat. He's a threat? He's trying to stay out of trouble. Jen, I'm sorry. He had to leave. He had to go. Go? What did you do to Izuku? Listen, fine. We sent him into space. Now, Jen, just take a second to absorb that statement. They shot Izuku into outer space. And right now, Jen does try to cock back her fist and smash it directly into Tony Stark. Him being sent flying backwards in his armor, and I just smashed through the wall. And right now he does go through several more, before Jen does immediately going to turn and grab the couch. Her throwing it forwards into the TV. As right now she actually does break apart the room. And the Avengers, especially Thor, they do try to stop her. Now, Thor does come in. Him immediately going to try and attack Jen with his hammer. Him bringing it up and swinging, as he does think that it is a lot like fighting the Hulk. He just has to, him going to swing down with an overhead strike. And right now she actually is going to bring her hand up and grab his wrist. Her turning it, and then immediately cocking him upwards into the throat. Now, Thor is taken aback by that. As right now he does going to drop Mjolnir and bring his left hand up to his throat. Her bring her hands up and smashing Thor along his helmet. As Thor, he does get smashed in his head and directly on his ears. The helmet being stuck before Jen is going to bring her hand up and grab onto the wings. Her smashing his head down into her knee. And right now Thor is trying to bring his hands up to defend. Her going to smash over and over and over. As right now Tony, he does go back into the room. And right now the Avengers do watch this. As Jen is going to grab Thor and grab him by his cape. Now, Jen, she does try to trip him up. And right now Thor, he actually is flung around the room as his cape is starting to come undone. Now, Thor isn't smashing into a wall. As right now Jen is going to hold onto the cape and tell him, if he really does think that fighting her is the same as her cousin, then he is a fucking idiot. Now, Thor does come back out. And right now, he does try and tell her, as he's going to rub at his throat. He was mistaken in that respect. Good. So, you want to try that again? I do not wish to fight you. You can't fight my cousin. You know I'll just beat your ass. That was not what I meant. You've destroyed the television. Boo-hoo, he can buy another one. He could. Okay. Jen, can we speak? Tony, we need to speak. I assume you weren't aware of this, Mr. Rogers? I wasn't. We said we'd find different solutions. Cap, there was no other solution. He wouldn't listen to Strange. And he won't listen to us anymore. I mean, hell. I know it's bad for him. He's more pissed than ever now. More pissed than ever? Tony, do you have any idea what you've done? No. Listen, he'll miss the kid's birth. I get it. It's a big thing for him. You know about Rogue? I mean, I knew about family, but Tony. Now, Jen is going to start saying something. As right now there actually is where everybody in the room, they do listen to the following words. Rogue was about to give birth to Deku's fourth child. And right now Tony is going to focus on that word. Fourth. And it does take him a second to realize something. The hiding. The murder of Red. The murder of Emma. And the fact that he tried to murder Hawkeye. Well, he could have, but then he was so determined to take down S.H.I.E.L.D. Then whenever he was possessed by the Phoenix, he was overcome with the urge to kill and destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. and anyone involved in Hulk research. And the dots, they immediately fly through Tony Stark's mind, all connecting in a pattern that points a finger directly back to that one sentence. And right now, Tony, he has two little words together that express how pissed the Hulk might be if he ever comes back to Earth. Oh. Fuck. Now, right now, Tony, he does try to tell Jen he's sorry, and they'll make preparations to try and find Izuku. Make preparations? Tony, he's going to fucking murder you. Well, let's try to avoid that. Try to avoid? Tony, how long will it take us to get him back? I mean, it took weeks to get the probe sent out there. And the ship? I mean, I start building another one now. With Reed and even a few other people. It shouldn't take long. But Izuku's gonna miss it. Damn it. Now, Tony is trying to tell her. He is sorry. Tony, do you have any idea what you've just done? Now, Jen is going to cuss Tony out. And right now, Tony, he knows that he's messed up. I mean, he wanted the Hulk to calm down. But Deku, he is about to be one of the angriest people on that planet. And, well, yeah. By the time they get there, he's expecting it to be left in ruins. He's expecting it to be a mess. And right now, he does call a few people. And Charles, he's made aware of the situation. Now, news about what happened to the Hulk would spread immediately. And the Earth's heroes, they're somewhat divided on it. Some can understand why sending the Hulk away was important, while others, they don't understand fully why they did it. I mean, is that their immediate reaction? Oh, the Hulk doesn't want to comply, he doesn't want to do anything, so they shoot him into space? There are villains who have worse plans. People who have world conquest plans, well, planned out. There are people who murder for the hell of it. And right now, they lock them in a jail cell. Deku has done more good than those people ever will do. And yet, he was treated like the worst of all evil. So, they shot him in a fucking space? I mean, right now, even Spider-Man says it's Captain America. He understands doing what's best, I mean, making the sacrifice, but from what he understands right now, this wasn't their sacrifice to make. And that, it immediately divides the Avengers. There are some who stand with what Tony Stark may have done, and there are others who they stand with Captain America. They don't believe that it was right, because of the fact is, if they go out of control, is that going to happen to them? Be shot out into space? I mean, fuck. That's not good. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.